Hey there, fellow citizen of the internet. Moses here. I want to make a quick episode here on the importance of failure, and more specifically about my experience going through flight training and getting my private pilot's license or private pilot certificate, to be more specific. From the minute that I set foot in the cockpit to getting the certificate, it was about 37 days, excluding the amount of time that I spent hitting the books and studying. So why do I want to talk about failure? I want to talk about failure because I failed my check ride twice. What a check ride is essentially for a pilot is it's an exam, right? It's like multi-stage. Like you have the written part of the exam, you have the oral part of the exam, and then you have the practical part. Written part is just self-explanatory. It's like taking a test in high school or college, and the oral part is more conversational. So they want to know, hey, can you talk about it? And then once you pass the oral test, the conversational part of the test, then you move on to the practical test. So you wrote about it, you talked about it. Okay, now let's see if you can actually back it up with actions and actually fly the plane, right? So I failed twice in the practical test. So the first part that I failed on not emergency descents, but an emergency landing, right? So an emergency landing, essentially something is wrong with the airplane, and you don't have the privilege of flying back to the airport or an airport that's nearby, and you have to land as fast as possible. And I failed, and here's where I failed at. So the first mistake that I made is I failed to pitch for the best glide speed. And right there, it should have been like a warning for me, but I didn't catch it. So once the DPE, the designated pilot's examiner, pulled the throttle back, I started panicking. I didn't figure out, hey, okay, let's pitch for best glide speed, and then let's find a field to land. And of course, you go through the checklist, emergency landing checklist. I'm looking for the field. I realized, okay, I'm going too fast. I'm not gonna make the spot, because I told him, hey, I'm gonna land over there. He's like, okay, let's see if you're gonna make it. And I'm going way too fast. I'm not doing anything about it. I haven't gone through the checklist. We're coming in, and he's still very patient with me. This is the DPE, and he's still asking me, hey, which field are we gonna land on? And I realized that I'm not gonna make it the field that I had initially told him that I'm gonna land on. And so I changed my mind. I'm like, hey, we're going too fast. I'm not gonna make it at this one, so I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna land on that one. It's like, which one? Like, and I point to the field that I've just switched to. And keep in mind, we're still in that emergency descent attitude. And at some point, he's just like, okay, nah, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. And he goes full power, and he gets out of there, and then slowly starts to take off the flaps. And he's like, yeah, unfortunately, I cannot issue the certificate today. Would you like to continue with the test, or you wanna go back to the airport? So I'm like, well, no, I'm gonna continue with the test. I mean, I'm already bummed out at this point, but I'm like, well, it is what it is. Let's just finish as much as we can today, and then come back at a later time, different day, and do part 2. The second time that I failed, came back to the airport, did the rest of the test, which were a few soft field and short field takeoffs and landings, and then he threw in some forward slips in there, and so we're coming in for the last landing after these procedures, and ATC, air traffic controller, tells me, hey, extend your downwind, we will call your base. Right, and I repeat the instructions: stand the downwind, you'll call my base. And at some point, they say that I was gonna be number 3, meaning there's like 2 other airplanes in front of me, and that is one of the reasons why I need to extend my downwind, and that they're gonna call my base, and then I'm gonna come in for landing. And even though I repeated ATC's instruction, somehow, for some reason, I decided to turn bass, and I mean, I don't know what what happened in my mind, and the DPE tries to like double check, hey, like, are you sure, like, why are you turning? And at this point, I'm starting to panic a little bit. I'm like, why did I turn? Why did I really turn? And so, imagine you're turning your bass. You're like almost halfway through your bass, and then you try to like change back to go back to extending the downwind, and then ATC calls my bass. So now I'm just the DP is like, yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. And I was really bummed out. In order to get to the testing airport, I had to leave my airport, go to the testing airport, right? And which is about maybe 30-45 minute flight. And so I'm paying $1.80 an hour for the aircraft, 50 plus an hour for the instructor, and just every time that we go there, it's I think it was like $800 to $1,000, right? And this is like the second time that we're going there, and I'm just like, man, this is. So I started. The idea of testing alone was just eating me up. So I'm recording this exactly a month after I've gotten my PPL. So I've had some time to reflect on this. And lesson one that I learned on these two failures is, at some point, at least for me, failure is guaranteed. After the second failure, I was like, oh man, this is just, maybe it ain't for me. Maybe it ain't for me. Now we ended up switching the DPE, going with a different DPE, and I mean, at that point there was basically nothing left to test. It was more to double triple check that my ATC work is there, and I can actually communicate with air traffic controllers. So the third time that I tested, we just went from one airport, landed at another airport, just communicating with ATC, following their instructions, and then returned to the home airport, and that was it, done. So the whole test, third time, was maybe 25 minutes, and the DP didn't even like, I forgot to pay the DP, and I was flying back to my home airport, and I was like, hey, I forgot to pay you, and he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. It is what it is. And it wasn't I don't know. He just gave me a pass on that. But after the second failure, so many questions crossed my mind. Like, why am I doing this? Do I really want to become a pilot? Like, why did I become a pilot to begin with? Just so many questions crossed through my mind. And one thing that the DPE told me, the first DPE that failed me twice, was that, dude, you are really, really good at getting in your own way. Get out of your own way. Just get out of your own way. You are your own biggest obstacle. And when he first said, I was like, man, you don't know me. But he's seen me in the testing environment twice, right? He's seen me enough to know, okay. And he's the one that gave me the oral test. And our oral test lasted at least 2 hours and 15 minutes. So it was a healthy grilling, primarily because I got exactly 70 on the written part. So your oral part is heavily influenced by how well you did in the written part. And the passing grade is 70, and I got exactly 70. So there was a lot of material to go through, but it was fine. I didn't even. I think I might have looked up 3 or 4 things, right? For the entire 2.5 hours, it was just conversational. It was just conversational. He realized, okay, this guy knows his stuff. Yeah, he messed up in the written, but he knows his stuff. So let's get on the plane. But at the very least, I know that I have to start asking, am I in my own way? Well, I don't know. So if I am, what would I do to get out of my own way? Okay, maybe we just need to chill. Maybe we need to relax. Maybe we need to come back at this at a different time. But being able to ask that question, I think, has been quite fundamental in this past for weeks since I've gotten my PPL. I'm really rambling on. Anyways, failing is fine. Failing is okay. Embrace failure. As long as you don't let the fear of failure itself paralyze you from taking that very first step. But it's not whether you fail or not. Eventually, you're going to fail at something. If you try hard enough, you will fail at something. But it's about how you react once you come face to face with failure. Do you learn from it? Do you give up? Do you just, I don't know, what do you do? Who are you in the face of failure? That's the point of this entire not podcast, but this video. Anyways, thanks for watching. My name is Moses. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.